Good morning, Roseanne. Hi, Linda. Linda, thank you for your extra donation toward dog food. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Nina. I saw some names I didn't recognize. Hey, Heidi. It is so cloudy here. It's making me so sleepy. You made it live. Hello. Good morning. Linda, did you hear me thank you for your donation for dog food? Oh, yay! Oh, nice. Everyone got their cups. These cups are available. The profits go toward ICAM party birthday. Yay! My name's Michelle Wolf. You can find me at caddyshackdesigns.com. Excuse me. Good morning. Across the top at Caddyshack Designs is our, I can see it's going to be a language day. Yeah, for Buck's condo to pay the electric bill for his heat lamp. When you go to caddyshackdesigns.com, you can find links to my Facebook pages and Twitter. Hi, Kim. And tabs across the top tell you everything. Your girl took your mug. So these logo mugs are, they're available for $14. You just have to send $14 through PayPal. Yeah. To singingwolf, WOLFF at gmail.com. $14. That includes shipping. Ironically enough, now I have the shipping situation straightened out, but we were talking about money yesterday. So I was saying how one income goes up and another drops, and we keep staying at this static level. So you'll find this funny. Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. I underestimated the shipping cost. So when I went to the post office the other day, I mailed 5 cups and went $6 in the hole doing it. And I was like, well, shit. So I got flat rate envelopes. The very nice lady at the post office gave me a bunch of padded flat rate envelopes, which will reduce the shipping to what I originally thought it was going to be. It's no problem, because here's why. It's okay. Because Linda donated $6 extra. So it's even. It's so funny to me. $6 negative, $6 right back in the positive a few days later. Oh, the shipping was nuts. The shipping was nuts. Yeah. And there you go. I just laughed so hard, Linda, when I got the notice from PayPal this morning and your note. I just laughed so hard. I was like, $6 out, $6 in. But I have the flat rate envelopes now, so we're all good. Yeah, West Coast shipping is pricey, and Canadian shipping and West Coast shipping are usually about the same. Expensive. But it's all worth it. And I thought that was really funny. When the universe speaks to you so clearly, it just has to make you laugh. Like, it's a cosmic joke. No, you don't have to do that. Oh, Dr. Amelia, thank you for your 1-minute mantras that I catch whenever I can. Because I love them. And it's nice to sit and listen to your voice for a little bit and hear something positive. So, if you guys aren't following each other, you should do that. And I have some other resources, most of which came from Michelle. Yeah, they really are. Michelle Lee, who's a great source for resources. God is so funny. So funny. Like funny, ha ha. No. I'm just kidding. It really is funny. I really did have a great laugh over that this morning. So, Sunday we start alternating Course in Miracles with Byron Katie's book, 10,000 Names for Joy. You don't have to buy the book. I'll read it to you. It parallels her husband, Stephen Mitchell's translation of the Tao Te Ching. So we'll read the Tao chapter, then we'll read her chapter that corresponds to it. It will start that Sunday, and then we'll flip-flop. Sunday, Byron Katie. Monday, Course in Miracles. Tuesday, Byron Katie. Wednesday, Course in Miracles. It's good. Yes. Shoot. Today, we're still reading from this. And our starting point for Course in Miracles comes from the book Holy Shift by Robert Holden, which is random selections, daily readings from Course in Miracles. So that's why we're out of order. We're out of order all the time. We're out of order because we're rebels like that. Oh, the Desire Map workshop for January. Ticket sales end on that January 5th. No, it is... I should know this. If you go to my website, caddyshackdesigns.com, on the right-hand side, I think, is a ticker for the next Desire Map workshop. If not, you can Google my name, Michelle Wolf, Eventbrite. You're paralyzed without your emojis. It's not. It's a different address now. You can try that one, but I created a new event. It starts January 19th, but the ticket sales end January 5th. But if you Google my name, Michelle Wolf, with Eventbrite and Desire Map, it'll come up. It's also on my website, caddyshackdesigns.com. On the right-hand side is the next Desire Map workshop. Oh, yeah, it's really cool. It's 5 weeks of very intense coaching that has a lot of intuitive information and exercises and meditations and cool stuff. And essential oils. Okay, so today's lesson is number 310 for anybody who's following along in the book. It's online. Yep, it's 5 weeks on the phone. It's all recorded. You get the recordings. You get a ton of material. You get a private Facebook group to chit-chat with. And then I thought that I would start a monthly Desire Map phone call for people who've been through the workshops and have questions. As I've been contacted, there's some questions. People who've already attended, and just to support each other. So I'll start a monthly call on that in probably January. Okay, lesson number 310. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. So I'm going to choose today to spend it in fearlessness and love. Which, if you think about it, if you're choosing love, you're automatically in fearlessness. So that sentence is a little redundant. If you're choosing love, you can't feel fear and love at the same time. You may be aware of your fear. Oh, are you having a rough time? I saw that, Roseanne. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, you Scorpio, you. What's going on for you, Heidi? This day, my Father, would I spend with you, as you have chosen all my days should be. And what I will experience is not of time at all. The joy that comes to me is not of days or hours, for it comes from heaven to your Son, of which we are the sons and daughters, the children of, all that is, the divine beloved. This day will be your sweet reminder to remember you, your gracious calling, the sign your grace has come to me, and that it is your will I be set free today. Set yourself free today. Whew. Reach for that feeling of relief. Reach for that feeling of just dropping everything. Because all your worry about it hasn't helped you. All your stressing about it hasn't done a darn thing. Oh, that's fine. Yes. Please take advantage of us, Heidi. We're all happy to share support and our collective wisdom with you. We spend this day together, you and I, as we do every day, because we're one. We are one, and please don't ever hesitate to ask for help and support. All the world joins with us in our song of thankfulness. Yesterday we talked about making lists of appreciation. And I said my friend Jenna and I used to make 100-item lists of appreciation every day, and we did it for 30 days. And every item had to be different. That will challenge you to get very specific, and it will remind you how awesome your life is already. We are restored to peace and holiness. Oh good! How did it feel? There is no room in us for fear today, for we have welcomed love into our hearts. And I think that is the best sentence in the whole reading for today, is the last one. There is no room at the inn. We are not letting fear in today in a way that it's going to rule us. Now, we can be aware of fear because you don't want to shove any emotion aside, because then it just, then you set up a power struggle and a big mess. It flowed. It's not hard at all. When you sit down and make appreciation lists and you get specific, it is incredible the things that you can find to feel grateful for. And eventually you get to the point where you feel grateful even for the things we would label bad. There is no room in us for fear today, for we have welcomed love into our hearts. 30 days. Yeah. 100 items every day for 30 days. It is incredible. Acknowledge fear when it comes. Check it out. Is it a real fear? Are you in physical danger? Or is it just a mental construct that it's okay to let go of? We talked a lot yesterday about dropping worrying about money and fear about money and survival being connected to money, because it's not. We may have had times if you subscribe to concepts of past lives or concepts of everything happening at once, Einstein time, there might have been times where we died, or even if you go with the collective unconsciousness theory, you may remember cellularly or collective unconsciously times when your survival was impacted and you died based on lack of resources. But if death is, and we get scared of that because we think death is the worst thing that can happen to us, and it isn't. It's a return. It's one door, my belief, it's one door opening into another. So like the cat door that lets the cats from inside the house to outside the house, you leave one room, you go through a door, you're in another room. And then what happens after that, I don't know. I have things I think about, but who knows for sure? We don't know for sure. I'll rephrase that. I don't know for sure. And I don't think it matters that much. Meditating for an hour. Okay, I'm glad you brought up Kyle Cease, because I wanted to give you guys some resources, most of which came directly from Michelle Lee, Shoemaker. Michelle Lee 331. If you're not following her, do so. Is that your birth date, by the way? My daughter's birth date is 329. So when we're going through this stuff and we're letting go of old patterns, it's helpful to have lists of resources available to us, posted where you can see them. Aries, yeah, my daughter too, and my daughter-in-law too. They're both. Are they both Aries? Yeah, they're both. I think they're both Aries, but one's in March and one's in April. So Kyle Cease, that Michelle just put up there. Whew. Yeah, it's a worthy goal. Kyle Cease, Cease. That's one resource. The second resource I wanted to pass on to you, is Jody England. You can Google her because she has a website, but she also has some recordings. Oh, good, I'm going to do that because I'm taking the day off after this. I'm just going to rest. I'm really tired. So I'm going to rest and watch videos and keep myself pampered. Today's going to be an emotional and mental pamper day. Jody England has some audio recordings that are very easy to find and download. And she has a website, untamedyou.com. But just Google her so that you see where all she's located. The podcast Wild Soul Medicine Radio. Okay, I have to be honest that some of the intros to the audio tracks were off-putting for me. I was a little like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But please stick it out. If it's like, what is this? Just either skip it or just write it out, because what comes after that is very good. And then the other one is a recording that Michelle passed on to me about the new moon. So I would encourage you to do this one today. It was so good. I listened to it 3 times. You didn't understand it. Yeah, I skipped around. Skip around. There's good stuff in there. It's a recording by, the website is marketingforhelpers.com. And the woman's name is Michelle with 1 L, but I can't remember her last name. Marketingforhelpers.com. Download her new moon recording for the Scorpio new moon, which is next week. It's November 11th. And Roseanne, since you're a fellow Scorpio also, it would be good information for you to have too. Normally, I kind of take astrology as it comes. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. I have mixed feelings about it a lot of times. I feel like the Vedic astrology system fits me a lot better. I like the Vedic astrology better than Western astrology. I feel like it fits better, especially when it comes to my moon. In Western, it's Cancer, which doesn't fit. In Vedic, it's Gemini, which fits me perfectly. So, if you're into astrology, check out Vedic astrology too, VEDIC, and see if it fits you a little better. But anyway, it's all just, categories we stick ourselves in. But it's entertaining and it's fun, and sometimes it's real useful. Well, I found this woman's recording last night to be very useful. Like I said, I listened to it 3 times on the way home. Almost like 2.5, and then I listened to it again when I was going to sleep. Really good information that I'm so glad I listened to it after I did my scopes yesterday, because it validated everything that I was feeling and everything that we've talked about going through. As far as the new moon, bringing up shadow stuff and things to let go of and powerful stuff. And I think we've all been experiencing that. So that's a really good resource to have. And the other resource, if you want a new book, is this Big Magic book, which we were reading a little bit here and there from. And then I think also Michelle forwarded something on Twitter this morning that had Big Magic in the title. And I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that book. So I'm going to be flipping through this again today. Elizabeth Gilbert is a great writer. Brene Brown also has a new book out, Rising Strong. That sounds like it's helpful for people. I'm not going to get that one right now, but yeah. So, and then the other thing is, when you're making big changes, there's systems you need that are helpful to put into place. You don't need to do anything except keep breathing, and maybe eat something and drink some coffee. There's little tips and tactics you can do with yourself to remind yourself, I'm not going to choose fear today, I'm going to choose love instead. And I have a $2 ebook that's available at gumroad.com, Gumroad, just like it sounds. Gumroad.com/Michelle Wolf 11, just like it's spelled on my Periscope and Twitter handles. Actually, just like it's spelled on this lovely cup. At Michelle Wolf 11, right there. There you go. Gumroad.com. / just Michelle Wolf 11. Not the @ symbol. Ta-da! Mark Shaw from Tag Tribes did say that we need to advertise throughout our scopes. Roseanne gave me the idea for the cups, and it's been very nice. Hi, Chelsea. It's been a lot easier than putting up the card because I'm always going to have the coffee cup with me. That's for damn sure. In the morning. So, because now you can fast forward and replay. My phone won't do it still. I don't know why. My sister's Android phone. Hi! We don't usually get to see you live. Well, I think Mugs is a good idea because it keeps your information from being able to be edited out. Oh, the things we worry about. Some people wear a hat. There's some days when my hair's being unruly that a hat would be a good option. Anyway, CaddyshackDesigns.com. On the right side of the page is Desire Map information. Across the top is Desire Map information. The next workshop is in January. But remember what we started with, to choose love today. For myself, those concepts since 1998. I've been working with them mentally. I only consistently have applied them in my life when things were shitty, and then things would immediately get better, and then I would drop it and go back to my old ways of thinking. So, the Desire Map specific facilitator thing she made available last year, so I've only been doing that for a year, coming up on a year. It's very good. Yeah, it's very good. It's law of attraction stuff. It's Esther Hicks stuff. She gives a lot of credit to Abraham Hicks materials. Yeah, it's the same message. It's just she has an engaging way of writing and an engaging way of putting it together. So you could probably find plenty of free downloads on her website and on the internet to see if it's something that you want to pursue or not. Oh yeah, she gives a lot of credit to them in her book. So I've only consistently applied the concepts this year. That's what happened to me in the past. Pull out my crystals when things are bad and then right back in the drawer. Right. Yes. My core desired feeling word for this year was connected. Right. Duh. It works great, and then we quit doing it because I had a mental gap that you had to do it every day. That you had to do something every day. And I heard some random thing from Tony Robbins on some random Oprah show. He was working with a woman, and he was like, duh, you gotta do this shit every day. That's not how he said it. That's how I'm saying it. You gotta do this shit every day. You have to do it every day. Every stinking day. And I didn't get that. I really didn't. I really was treating it like algebra. Although that's a bad example because I did learn algebra and I don't know it at all. I couldn't retain it longer than about 24 hours. So let's say riding a bike. You learn to ride a bike, you don't ever forget how to ride a bike. And I was treating these spiritual texts and all the things, I don't want to do it every day. I didn't want to. Now I do. But I didn't want to do it every day because it didn't make sense to me. Why do I have to keep doing this? And I felt actually like a big failure. So I'm like, why won't this stuff stick? Why do I have to keep doing this over and over and over? Well, you just do. I love Marianne Williamson. Yeah, so Marianne Williamson prayer will be in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, DM me on Twitter and I'll add you. Oh, bonus scope yesterday. Oh, yeah. There's a replay up that we did yesterday, a group conversation yesterday on money and stuff, whatnot. If you haven't seen that, catch that. It'll be there for several more hours, a few more hours. Yes, you have to keep reminding yourself. You have to keep doing stuff every day. You have to keep choosing love over fear. The Law of Divine Compensation book, I have that. If you don't have Twitter, you can email me at caddyshackdesigns@gmail.com. Chelsea, you can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/L Michelle Wolf, WOLFF, and you can friend me on Facebook. Reach me that way. So either way, email caddyshackdesigns@gmail.com or facebook.com/L Michelle Wolf. Hi, Jana. My business page is Wolf Den Press, but you won't be able to, people message me there and Facebook never sends me a notification. It's so irritating. So I think a lot of us have done that. We've done our spiritual practices and we've worked this stuff to the bone under stress. Oh, thank you for coming by. We've done it in times of crisis and it works like a charm, and then we quit doing it. So anyway, my goal this year, getting back to your initial question, Roseanne, is I've done the Desire Map Abraham Hicks stuff consistently for this year, since January. And now we're homeowners, and now we're living close to my daughter, which I wanted, and now my relationship with my husband is awesome. Here's how awesome. When I got home last night, it was like 10:30, because I drive 2.5 hours each way. Yes, it helped me a ton. Going for the feeling of what I wanted and letting go of what it looked like and where it was led us to our little mountain paradise. And I've wanted to be living in a place like this forever. So our water comes from an underground spring. It goes through a filter system. It goes into a water tote, a big giant tote. You've probably seen them. They got metal frames around them. And then it's gravity fed into the house. It goes through a second filter when it comes into the house. We don't have to filter it. We have it tested. We've had it tested, and it's totally fine. But it just has little particles in it. So, it's perfectly safe, but, it's a mental thing. Anyway, we filter it. It tastes amazing. You can leave our water out on the counter for 2 days, and it never develops any kind of weird smell. Don't ask me how I know that. I accidentally drank out of a water glass. It had been sitting there for a while. And it still tasted fine. And then I was like, ugh, what are you doing? Anyway, that's irrelevant. What was I talking about? I have ADD. Did I tell you that? Shit. Oh, the water tank. So, I got home last night, and we have a deck on the front of the house. Oh, it's so good. And he took the old water tank, cut it in half, and this thing's huge. It's like 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet square all the way around. It's like a cube. So he takes that plastic tank, cuts it in half around with a jigsaw, and puts it on the porch, runs a garden hose from the hot water heater into that, and makes us a redneck hot tub. It's so funny. It's so funny. Every time I see it, I just laugh. And then, no, he took care of it. It's so awesome. And honestly, it felt great. It felt so good. We don't have a bathtub in this house, and we both like to take baths. We just have a shower. Our bathroom's really tiny. Right. Oh, ye of little faith. Right, and we both love baths, so it's a real drawback to this house. Living in the boonies rocks. Yes, it does. Now in Arizona, where it was really hot, he made us a backyard swimming pool out of a big round stock water tank. There's somewhere on Facebook, there's pictures of me in that round stock tank, the water tank for cows. He's very creative. You leave him alone with some time on his hands and some materials, and he's going to come up with something. So now, during the zombie apocalypse, is Tanya here? Tanya's husband's very similar to mine. During the zombie apocalypse, we'll have food, water, shelter, and a hot tub. So we're all set. Come on, zombies, bring it. He's MacGyver. He totally is. He totally is. He's highly intelligent when it comes to that kind of thing. He doesn't like to read, he's not into academics, but the kind of intelligence that comes with your hands, it's called realistic intelligence in some of the systems, but he's got it in spades. Yeah, he can fix anything. Anything. And he's very intuitive, too, although he wouldn't label it that way. When he runs into a problem on something he's trying to fix, he'll bang his head against it for a while, and then he'll just let it go, wander off, and he describes it that way. He gets an idea, and it pops in his head, and then it works. And I'm like, that's intuition. He's like, no, it's not. Shut up. But it is. So when I got home last night, my knee was hurting, and I got treated to a hot tub. Yes. I used it to let go of letting his stuff impact my stuff. So in Desire Map, you pick the feeling that you want, and I wanted to feel centered in myself. So he's not going to change much, and it's not fair if you're living with a person that you have to ask to completely change. It's fine. You might not should be with them, because it's not really fair to ask a person to completely change, or you may want to offer that to them, like, I don't want you to completely have to change everything about you, so maybe we shouldn't be together. But little changes, you make compromises to live with each other. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. So, the core desired feeling I wanted, and I used the Desire Map principles and the Abraham Hicks principles, law of attraction principles, all the same thing. Go for the essence of the feeling you want. Go for the essence of the goal that you're seeking. My goal was I didn't want his stuff to throw me off. If he comes in a bad mood and I'm in a good mood, I don't want to be thrown off. I generally wake up pretty happy. He generally wakes up pretty grumpy. And what I did for years is I'd wake up happy, he'd wake up after me, and then I would let his mood ruin mine. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to maintain my own. If you're intuitive and you're empathic, you can get tossed around by other people's emotions if you allow them to impact you. Right. Yes, we have enough of our own stuff. And it's not fair. Their stuff is their stuff, our stuff is our stuff. And if you're intuitive and empathic, it's not even really appropriate to be taking on their stuff. That's theirs, not yours. So, and the more you allow people to be who they are, the better off your relationships are going to be with them. You don't expect a dog to meow. Yes, you can lose your own life from getting sucked into someone else's. Yes, exactly. So the desired feeling I stuck with when that would happen, is, for me, it was freedom. I want him to feel free, and I want me to feel free. I want to feel free to feel whatever I was feeling. And this is true for anybody. I don't want anybody impacting how I feel, unless it's in a positive way, unless they're uplifting me. I don't want other people's stuff impacting my stuff, because like Michelle said, I got enough of my own shit to deal with. So yeah. So what I do now is I talk to myself. You have to talk to yourself a lot, you guys. You have to praise what you're doing. You have to talk to yourself in positive ways. And when you're trying to make a change, you have to do a lot of practice, and you have to remind yourself. That's his, this is mine. That's his, this is mine. My mood, what was I feeling 5 minutes ago? Okay, I'm going to go back to that. Because his mood is his mood and my mood is my mood. And it's not fair to ask a dog to meow or a cat to bark. Don't ask a cat to bark. Brag Buffet, are you going to do one? Are you going to do Brag Buffet? Brag Buffet is fun. You get on and do a scope and everybody gets to brag about something. Are you going to do it? Because I'll turn my alerts on for that. So if you find yourself, okay, good, I'll turn my alerts on though. Do it. Brag Buffet. Let's all get together. So think about that. Michelle's going to do it later. Let's all get together and brag about cool stuff about ourselves and not have to worry about being shamed for it. Not have to worry about being criticized for it. Because we don't get enough opportunities to brag. 4 o'clock Eastern, I'm guessing. 4 o'clock Eastern time. Brag Buffet, Brag Buffet. So that gives you several hours to think about something to brag about. Mom, brag buffet with Michelle Lee. If you're not following her, Michelle Lee 331. This afternoon, we're gonna get on Scope and brag about ourselves. We just don't get too many places to do that. People make you feel bad if you're like, oh my God, this awesome thing happened, and I want to talk about it. I'm so proud of myself or whatever. And they're like, who do you think you are? And you're like, just got your balloon popped. So let's not do that. Let's get online and Periscope and model for other people how to brag about yourself. Because you can be proud of stuff without putting other people down. You're just talking about good stuff you've done. We all work really hard. No judgments, just support. Because what do we know? The more what we focus on increases. So if we're finding reasons to feel good about ourselves, then the reasons to feel good about ourselves increase. And we get more comfortable with saying, yeah, I did this. This worked, and it was awesome, and I'm proud of it. And you don't have to work hard to get it either. Sometimes we will say, I won $1,000, or I earned an extra $1,000 or whatever, and I worked really hard for it. You don't have to work hard for it to get good stuff. You can just get good stuff. In our Puritan-based American culture, we feel like we have to earn it. We have to have worked hard. We have to have sweated a lot to get our good stuff. But you can just get good stuff because that's where you're at and that's what you're attracting. You're in a good place. You're happy more than 50% of the time. Cool stuff starts to happen in your life. You don't have to have earned it. Ease is a very good word. Just let it come to you naturally. And don't feel like you have to justify it. We do that because we don't want other people to feel bad. Oh, we got a house in the wilderness of wonder. But my mom helped us, so we earned it or whatever, or she earned it and then shared it with us, and we got some assistance getting here. People win something cool. People get an award. They justify it by saying, well, I worked really hard for it. And maybe you did work really hard for it. Or maybe it's just something that happened and was handed to you. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So I think I'm going to wrap up here and go watch some Kyle C's videos and listen to some podcasts, lay around, because tomorrow I have to go back to the twins. I was in the right space to receive the house, yes, because I had been desire mapping the shit out of that. I really wanted to be closer to my daughter. I really didn't want to give up the mountains of Colorado. And these mountains are not like the mountains in Colorado. But the things that I liked about the mountains in Colorado are here. There's enough elevation that our temperature is lower than Atlanta, which is like a frickin' frying pan. There's pine trees and cedar trees and trees everywhere. And actually the trees here are far more beautiful than Colorado, in my opinion. There's a stream out front. We used to have to drive into the mountains to hear the sound of water running over rocks. Is one of my favorite sounds in the whole world. And I love rivers and streams. And there's one right out in the front yard. So what I focused on, just for people as an example, there are varmints too. There are bears and bobcats and raccoons and unfed dogs. And sometimes dumped dogs. We've had to deal with that. Rescue dogs we've had to find homes for. Dumped off cats. People here, to some degree, treat their animals as more disposable, I feel like, than other people I've encountered before. They just dump them. They're moving, they can't take them, or it's inconvenient. They just leave them behind. So sometimes they show up here and we find them homes and get them spayed and neutered or whatever. So the feeling I was going for, I was able to trigger by finding pictures of farmhouses. I love old farmhouses. It's sad, but at least when they show up here, we can find them a good outcome. We can help their story have a happy ending. comfort, security, beauty, those kinds of things. I can't put a word on the feeling, and it's going to be different for you anyway. But looking at old farmhouses, and today has been such an up for me. Nina, you're not alone. You're not alone. See you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in. Let it come up. If you're still here, let it come up and out. Journal it. Ask for help in the Facebook group if you need it. She's probably gone. If you guys are a little emotional today, don't be surprised. Yes, Kyle Cease. C-E-A-S-E. He has a Facebook page and a website. He's not on Periscope. Anyway. So anyway, that's what I did, is I focused on pictures that triggered the feeling I was looking for and got a house that matched it. I need to go too. See you guys later, and we're wrapping up now anyway, because I'm tired and want to rest also. Got to go back to babysitting tomorrow. So that's a long ass day. You're welcome. So let's wrap it up. And if your alerts for Periscope are, turned off, turn them on. Michelle will give us an opportunity to brag about ourselves this afternoon. 4 o'clock Eastern-ish. And think about something you're proud of and bring it. Bring it. Bring that brag. Bitches. Bring it. Thank you. Thank you. We will see you this afternoon. And if not, I'll see you in the morning with twins in the background. Love, much, much, much love to you guys.